Hi, my name's Lynn Bob, and I live in Seattle with my husband Dave. My darling 9-year-old granddaughter just lives 9 blocks away, and I get to see her often. She's like the joy of my life. But another joy is being a disciple of Jesus Christ, and that's part of why it was so fun to write this lesson. So who I am, I'm a writer. I've written a bunch of books. I'm a Presbyterian minister. I served 2 congregations in associate pastor roles, and I'm an adjunct professor. And I got to teach in New Zealand for 10 years. So that was one of the huge joys of my life, was being there. So I'm delighted to be with you in this series. Jesus' last words to his disciples in Matthew are, "I am with you always, even to the end of the age." I personally find this so comforting because the Great Commission is frankly very challenging. To be thinking about a call to make disciples, I mean, come on, it's hard enough to live as a disciple, much less try to help make other disciples. So what a comfort that Jesus is always with us. And I like to think about those disciples that are described throughout the Gospels, what it must have meant to them. Oh my gosh, they were baffled by Jesus' death and resurrection. They were probably pretty overwhelmed by these words from Jesus about making disciples. And here he promises that he will be with them. When you think of what are comforting words from almost anybody, anytime, it's "I will be with you." But here, this person, this beloved Savior, this beloved Lord will be with us, not just to hold our hands, but also to guide us, to empower us, to help us to know what is the right thing to do, to help us live like we were created to live, to help us live into the beauty of the way that God created us. So how do we do this? Well, I'm hoping that's part of what you'll be discussing. But I want to emphasize the choices that we make to be in Jesus's presence. So, making space to pray, making space to go for a walk and be with Jesus, making space to read the Bible, making space to go to church, making space to go to a small group, making space for all kinds of ways that we draw near. I have friends who've been walking the Camino de Santiago in Spain, and that's been a huge way of making space for them to experience God. So big things, small things, daily things that we do once in a lifetime, all those ways that we make space to be aware that Jesus is with us always. And Jesus is with us in guiding us into the ways that he is calling us to make disciples. As I've mentioned throughout these videos about this curriculum, I've been mentioning that we make disciples through all kinds of acts of service, like coordinating a reception. We make disciples by all sorts of service, like teaching Sunday school or being in different teaching roles. But we make disciples by walking across the street and taking brownies. And we make disciples by walking into our teenager's bedroom to talk when we don't really want to. We make disciples in so many ways. And Jesus is with us as we do that, guiding us and empowering us. What a huge gift. What a gift.